A New Hope, Nier Chapter 160 Fan Fiction by Azazyel. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel for listening and patreon.com/Azazyel to read all of his stories. With Dommy Mommy Rennala taking her leave after saying in her own way, if I wanted to hit that I needed to put a ring on it. Now that left me with her family fixed and now I needed to deal with Marika's side of the family in her bullshit. Alright, I got Rennala's great rune, I still want Rykard's great rune of devouring that will make me stronger based on the things I kill and devour. The real question is what do I do with Malenia and Miquella when I go down to deal with Mohg and such. I sat up and as though sensing my getting up A2 opened the door with her looking at me and saying. So what's the plan now? We going to play around here for a few days and make Malenia antsy or are we getting out of here? After a moment of thought, I shrugged and said plainly. Alright, we should probably go and deal with Rykard, then I got some stuff I want to do in the Altus Plateau. My lips twitched as I realized that I might as well try to speak to Lanciax to see if she could teach me the dragon's crimson lightning. Getting up I also said. Where is Malenia anyway? I asked A2 who gave me a look and said frankly. Oh, in the drawing room. She and Rune have been staring at one another for the last couple of hours while you were taking a nap. My sensors picked up your vitals, so I decided to come check on you. A2 said before nodding and turning on her heels with myself following the sounds of her high heels clicking on the inlaid stone flooring. After a bit, we entered the drawing room of Rune's towers and just as A2 said. The blue-skinned doll that was Rune was sharing a silent staring contest with Malenia. For a long moment, A2 and I stared at them in silence before I shrugged and said. Alright Malenia, we are heading out. I need to go do some important stuff. The stare-off broke apart with Malenia looking over at me but Rune spoke first. Thou is planning on leaving so soon after causing so much turmoil, how typical for such a troublemaker. I gave the sassy short doll woman an utterly amused look and I leaned in. And I said with an evil grin. Rune, you shouldn't be so rude. After all, if you will become my daughter after I marry your mother I would hate to put your doll body on top of a cabinet to put you in timeout. A2 snickered hearing my words but Rune's face twitched as she said with zero emotion in her voice. I will not allow it. My mother has faced too much heartbreak and does not need a knave breaking her heart. To which I gave Rune a look and said flatly. Rune. You broke the literal fucking world, you could have killed Malenia instead of Godiun who wouldn't have poisoned the groundwater under the surface of the world. I leaned in and said coldly. Rune, your actions in bringing the shattering, made Malenia blossom with her elder god connection to the crimson rot. This world is dead because you couldn't assassinate the right target. So take whatever annoyance you have for me for not even being a lowly tarnished and shove it. Now be a good girl for a change Rune. With that, I took Malenia into my arm along with A2 with us falling through a portal I opened up beneath our feet and then instantly we fell onto the ground as the smell of sulfur hit our noises and higher heat hit our forms as we took in the sight of Mount Gelmir. You alright Jake? You went rather hard on Rune there. A2 asked with some concern. I gave a wry smile before saying with a sigh. Honestly. No, I have wanted to give her a verbal reminder about how she has killed this world. Sure Marika played a big part and the rest of the demigods taking up their arms to become Elden Lord was an issue, but if she didn't do the Knight of Knives or just killed Malenia instead. So much would have changed. Shaking my head I looked out towards Volcano Manor into the distant short distance and said. Well. Let's get going, gotta kill another demigod and more suffering to ignore. I was here to get powerful. Not to mention everyone doesn't even remotely have a happy ending if I get involved with them. So I wasn't going to get involved with the Piscotic people from the Volcano Manor that made it their goal to hunt down Tarnish to feed to Rykard. I pulled up the ground with a platform rising up into the air to carry us over around the volcano and into the small town that was covered in lava and after a bit I followed my memories to fly over to the large cave that would lead into Mount Gelmir and towards Praetor Rykard while the large boulder we flew in on avoided all the hazards on the ground so we got to ignore all the bullshit. So Malenia, you want to get some smacks into Praetor Rykard or would you prefer to stay back? I asked with a small smile at her suddenly somewhat nervous expression. Malenia gave me a flat look after she got over that expression and said. I am quite alright Jake. I am a skilled observer and quick with my dagger. But slaying a demigod is not within my skill set otherwise I and other finger maidens wouldn't look to the Tarnish to do so. Hearing her I could only shrug as that was fair enough. It took a special kind of crazy to see a demigod warrior or a literal god and think. Yeah. I can stab the shit out of that and kill it. So I looked to A2 who scoffed and said. What you expect me to back off? Not a damn chance. Plus White and the others would lynch me if they heard that I let you go and kill a god anything on your own haha. Well, it was good to know A2 and the rest of my androids would always have my back at least.